Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Capricorn for the month of July, including late June 2023. Hello Capricorn, how are you? So we are in the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is your polar opposite sign. So it should be quite a good month for you. The element is water, so that is talking about your intuition, your relationships, your emotions, all those kinds of things will pop up this month for you. And you are in your 7th house of relationships. So relationships are going to be very much under the microscope for this next 4 weeks, Capricorn. So let's see what they're going to do. You have the Knight of Wands. So you have things moving along really quite quickly with the Knight of Wands. Travel, movement, swift, positive, action. So things that may have been just dragging along and you're thinking, oh, I'm sick of this, may suddenly just really up the ante and really accelerate into things really happening very quickly for you. Because it's the Knight of Wands, it could also be for some of you a relationship that suddenly bursts onto the scene, whirlwind-like, which would be interesting, as long as you remember to enjoy the ride. Capricorns aren't people to sort of latch on to brand new things that just don't, they need to size things up. So Knight of Wands is your energy. Where you are right now is the Queen of Swords. So this is a Gemini sort of energy, really. Gemini, a Libra and a Gemini. She is that woman in your life that really talks turkey. She could be your mum. She is the person that says, well, this is how it's going to be. This is what needs to happen. And this is what's going on. So she's very honest. She can come across as quite sort of too direct, but she knows what she's talking about. So she just does. She's a good communicator, even though sometimes you might think, oh God, you know, why does she have to always be so right? But she does. She just knows what's going on. So that energy is very much, if you're involved with a woman like this, well, you kind of know the spiel by now, exactly what it's like to be involved with this sort of person. But you will always get clarity and the truth. No matter if it's as blunt, you will get what you need to hear from her. So she's right where you are right now. So let's see what's influenced her to come in. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Very nice card, very much a grounded card, very much a family card as well, talking about family, keeping things all together. It's also about legacies with families, inheritance. Very positive card, especially for Capricorn, because it's a fellow earth card and you do like your sort of ground, you like feeling grounded and you like things to be sort of all, you know, ready and sorted and done and where are you going and how are you going. So doing really well there. Finances are fine for you, Capricorn, but we are in relationship territory, so that's what we're going to sort of hark back to. Let's now have a look at what was going on for you in May, June. 3 of Pentacles, so working really well with others, working well with the team or the group, doing well. Really putting in some solid foundations there, Capricorn, which is great. Other people love working with you. It's also a spiritual learning card. So lesson is, you know, are you the student or are you the teacher? Are you learning things? Yes, I think you are. Maybe you're teaching people some things as well. It's very much a reciprocal card, this card. Very spiritual as well. So don't forget, whatever's happening, you look like you're doing really well and you're learning or you're teaching. And it's just up to you to decide in what relationships this occurs. Because if you look at the close ones, you'll work out who you are in which particular relationship. Sorry, oh, it's cut. Recent influences. 3 of Swords, a bit of sadness there, Capricorn, a bit of grief sort of rising to the surface. This is a periodic sort of card sometimes that we do, sort of maybe miss our families or miss certain people, or miss people who have gone already to the other world. Maybe it's just a brief thing, but we need to acknowledge it's there when it's there, and don't sort of avoid it, because it will chase you down until you acknowledge it. Broken heart maybe a little bit too in relationships, but then you've got to look at it in terms of where you are at the moment, and you're in a pretty good, strong place. So just acknowledge and move through with it. Go through it. Don't try and just jump out of it because it doesn't feel right. You've got to sort of go the full journey with it. The lesson you're learning. Page of Pentacles. Once again, feeding and growing very much a seed that really will go on to be a massive tree one day for you and give you a lot of joy and a lot of sort of stability. So keep on keeping on with that, Capricorn, as you do. You've got a great opportunity here. Don't forget, feed and grow, work together, all these. You've got quite a few of your Pentacles cards here just to keep you nice and focused. Yes, so beautiful card once again, just to prompt you to move on. Let's see, we're not really getting that much about relationships, so I think things are quite stable for you, which is a good thing. Okay, near future. And then we have the Ten of Swords. So the end of a family curse, the end of a difficult, troubled time, a mind. Swords is always the mind, Capricorn. So whenever our mind starts running the show, we know it's like, well, come on, you need to stop that, because you can stop it. You've got it. It's quite destructive. But this heralds the end of a difficult scenario for you. Usually it's it's called the family curse card because normally it is. Families are the ones that really can create the most mayhem, unfortunately, but we do have that unconditionality about families where we can sort of forgive and forget. Okay, so difficult time coming to an end here, which is also quite gratifying, I would say, and especially with relationships too. So maybe now in this next 4 weeks, it's time to go, okay, enough is enough. Let's, move forward. Let's have a look at what's happening that you're not realising. Knight of Pentacles. Now this is the slow-moving energy, Capricorn, and you mightn't be happy with it, but it is a slow-moving energy, and you've got to do the slow-moving energy at the moment. It's really important for you. You're starting something new. You really got to work your way to the top. You're loyal, you're great, you're dependable, all these amazing aspects of this Knight of Pentacles, but it is indeed slow-moving. But never discount the slow-moving energy of the Knight of Pentacles, because he does get to become the king. So it's just slow at the moment, for good reason, because you're learning. Okay, let's see how others see you. Ace of Pentacles. Wow, Capricorn, doing really well, doing very well. Constantly reinventing yourself, dependable, working hard, getting things done, learning new things as well. So you literally are learning a whole new way of doing things in your workplace. It's fast and furious, but you're doing really well, keeping up really well. It is slower than you would like, but then again, you just have to be that little mountain goat and realise you've just got to take your time and be steady-footed up that mountain. There's no point, if you rush, you'll fall off. Beautiful card though. Going to do very well, working towards a big goal. Positive feelings. Yeah, a little bit exhausted spiritually there, Capricorn. So just remember to have a bit of a breather, fill up the tank again. I think you've been working really, really hard, so you're a bit sort of on the exhausted side of things. So just remember, you need to keep your tank sort of full, or half full at least, because you've been, lots of things have been going on. You've been doing this, you've been doing that, you're everywhere doing lots of things. So just give yourself a bit of a rest and regroup, and you will find that energy comes back to you. It's just energy that's low for you at the moment, because there is a lot going on. Okay, let's see the final outcome. Oh, the Queen of Cups. So there we have the Queen of Cups. So very much the receiver queen. So she's coming in, or her energy's coming in for you to just sort of receive information at the moment. You don't need to do much about it. You just listen, you watch, you observe. And if this is a female energy, she may be somebody in your relationships, your mum, your sister, somebody that you really trust, as it is relationship house for you, that will just sit back and wait and watch and just receive the information, give you a little bit of encouragement, but just watch the proceedings. And it's for you to also do that and just be intuitive about what you're doing as well, and just giving it time, you know, giving yourself time to work through what it is you're working through at the moment, which I can see is pretty intense. But there's other stuff going on too in your mind, mental energy there, and a bit tired here with the physical energy. So look, all in all, it's a beautiful card to end up on, and it's being more about being intuitive as well. So now next, Capricorn, I'm just going to get one of my new cards. So these are my new Oracle cards that I bought in Glastonbury in the UK, very highly spiritual area where they have the big festival. And I will be picking one out and putting it on the lesson, which is the Page of Pentacles, for a clarifying card. Just a disclaimer, I will be reading these out of the little book, because I only just bought them a week or 2 weeks ago, not even, so I am learning them. So don't be thinking bad things, because we all have to learn, right? Okay, so let's see what the clarifier is behind the Page of Pentacles, which is new beginnings of nurturing, feeding and growing a project. The Wind Fairy. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis, 29. So let's see what the Wind Fairy is going to tell you as the lesson. The Wind Fairy whispers that the power of thoughts manifests the unseen into the physical. Take time to observe your predominant thoughts. Are they positive? Do they reflect empowering concepts, or are they negative and disempowering? When you tune into how your mind is focused, you will surely see the relationships between your environment and the thoughts you're thinking. To change the world of outer conditions, you must first change the way you think. The Wind Fairy also reminds you of the power of the intellect, as this is a good time to use the power of your analytical mind. Before you act, this is not the time for impulsive action. A well thought out strategy will yield a positive result. Love it. I love my Wisdom of Avalon cards, Capricorn. They're just so spot on. Thanks so much, Capricorn. Have a great month and all the best. And I know you'll do really well, because you always do. Thank you for listening.